In this country, no matter how much money you make, it is very hard to save the money.
It is.
The money can be saved in the house itself. Real estate, you got to look at it. It is not like a stock. This is, you have to hold it for a longer time.
Hold and wait.
Hold and wait.
But how come in the time of COVID,
Yes.
market got positive in terms of buying real estate? Why
That's
this? Yeah.
supply and demand.
Okay. Also, when you said 4 years, 70,000, so there were 3 people working basically. You, your
No,
wife,
Me and my wife.
and the house as
And
well.
the house was working. Yes, you
Right.
can say that.
Because it got you 70,000
Yes.
just by doing nothing, just being
Yes.
being there.
Yes.
Wow.
The government of Canada has introduced a new program specifically for H-1B visa holders in America because they are facing challenges over there.
Why do you think that some real estate companies are going bankrupt? So thank you everyone for your feedback and you're wanting to know about real estate. We are here at Real Talk with Sahil. हिंदी में बोलूँ तो सच्ची बात आज सचिन के साथ. So we have a very respected, very successful, very amazing guest today, Mr. Sachin Gupta. Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Thank you, Sahil. Thank you for having me over here.
My pleasure, sir. So something about yourself. So हम दोनों immigrant हैं, लेकिन आप बहुत ही पहले आए थे. So how did your real estate journey started?
So, Sahil, I came to this country in 2007.
Okay.
Everybody knows Raman. So, I used to live in his basement. And when he was starting the Save Max, I was looking for a job at that time. He was looking for someone to help him in his real estate business at that time because he just started around 2 years back at that time. So one fine day, my wife went to him here and he said, you know what, भैया मतलब लोगों को ढूंढ रहे हो, why don't you offer a job to Sachin?
Oh.
And that's how it all started.
Okay. Nice. Very nice.
Right, and then Raman sat with me and he said, you know what, do you want to come to real estate? And I said, you know what, I never thought about it. But yes, I have done sales all my life. That's how the conversation started. He said, you know what, let's start. That was the time when these entrance tests, your degree evaluation started at that time. So it took me little extra time to get my license just because of those changes. But I started real estate with Raman as an assistant. The day I got my license, I was way ahead as far as the learning is concerned. I knew real estate more than a guy who's been in the business for the last 5 years or 10 years. Because I was with Raman from 6 a.m. in the morning to, I would say, 1 a.m. till the time the offers were going. Learning real estate, how the offer handled, from putting a sale sign, from putting a rider, from taking a picture for the house. Because at that time, there were no resources. We didn't had money to hire the photographers at that time. We didn't had money to, have a guy to put a sign. So everything was done by us only.
That's amazing. So it's been a really long time and market has really changed, as you
Yes.
said, right? And we were just discussing about this red tie and me looking like a Trump.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, elephant in the country, right?
Yeah.
In the scenario.
Yeah.
Trump's
Yes.
effect on real estate in Canada. What do you think it has done?
So Sahil, definitely there's a Trump impact not only in Canada, it's all over the world right now. Okay. In October last year, I remember the market started to get better over here in Canada. There were, I would say, indications of the movement in the right direction because interest rate was started to go down. The sentiments were started to get built up. But then unexpected happened. Trump got elected as a president and immediately he brought in all these tariffs. Those tariffs created the uncertainty. I have seen in last 17 years, real estate is all about the sentiments. If as a buyer, your sentiment is positive, you feel good about the future, you will borrow whatever money you can to buy real estate.
So when you say sentiments,
Yes.
sentiments means emotions about buying.
Yes.
But it's a very practical thing. They're buying such a big estate, such a big product.
Yes.
Ideally, there should be a sentiment or not?
There are two kinds of sentiments. One sentiment is as a buyer, when I am buying a house, how emotionally I am connected to buy towards that house because that is going to be my biggest purchase of my life.
Correct.
That is one emotion. Second emotion is the emotion of the market, the sentiment of the whole market itself, how the market is behaving, right? So that sentiment determines in what direction the market is moving into. Let's go back in the time by 2 years, 21, 22.
Right.
Tell me what has happened at that time that everybody was in buying spree. People were willing to pay 100k more, 200k more for the houses, right? There is no income shift at that time.
Correct.
Nobody has started suddenly making a lot of money.
Correct.
But still, everybody is willing to pay because the sentiments were positive. Everybody was thinking that, market is going to go in the same direction and everybody is going to make money.
But how come in the time of COVID,
Yes.
market got positive in terms of buying real estate? Why
That's
this? Yeah.
supply and demand.
Okay.
Because at that time, the supply of the houses went down, but the demand was there. And even at that time, there was a lot of immigration happening at that time. No matter what happened, Canadian government at that time took care for everybody, starting from the most, I would say, bottom, which starting from the students to everybody, whether it was businesses, it was, people, they took care of everyone.
True.
Yes, those things has a pros and cons. When you put in a lot of money to the economy, ultimately that money has to go back.
True.
And that's what happened after 2 years. Because the money distributed at that time was so much, it was right or it was wrong. I'm not an economist to judge that. But yes, that money has to go back sometime.
And how it is now going back?
In terms of the extra taxes that we are getting, we saw Airbnb taxes coming in, the cash crunch which created all over the economy. The government took all CBSA money back, right? So from those sources, that money went back. Then the business as a whole went down in the country. Whether it was a trucking business, it's a real estate business. So every business took a hit, right? So that cash which was there in the economy, that got sucked out. The value of the properties went down, especially in Toronto condo market, that has went down. So those are the challenges that everybody faced, especially as a buyer who bought the properties during those peak times in 2021, 2022.
So right now, as it's in the rumors कि market अभी काफी डरी हुई है, लोग काफी डरे हुए हैं.
जी.
But we see a bit of different pictures. People are excited to buy.
Yes.
People are there to buy.
Yes.
But then why there is a dialogue that, okay, market is a bit unstable. अरे market अभी कैसी है?
Let's say as a buyer, I want to buy. And something which is there that I can afford, it is in my budget. But ultimately, those decisions are being driven and I would say influenced by people around me. Let's say 4 of my friends who bought in 2021, 2022, they end up losing money because of the situation.
Correct.
Now, I'm not in that situation. I have not bought at that time. I want to buy now when the market is down. But those 4 people will tell me that, Sachin, I lost money. Why you want to get into this?
Because you'll also lose money.
You will also lose money.
Which is not
right?
true.
Which is not true. People right to tell me that, condo is not a place to invest. No, condo is a place to invest, but at the right time.
Correct.
I'll give you an example. Right now in Brampton, if I talk about, you can get a 1-bedroom unit for $399,000, including parking, including locker, right? The same unit was selling for approximately $650,000 to $700,000 just 2 years back.
That is crazy.
Now, as a buyer, if you are living in a 1-bedroom basement right now, you are paying a rent of anything between $1,500 to $1,800 for approximately same amount of money. You can move into your own condo.
What's the benefit of moving into your own condo? Please tell.
First thing is this: you own your own real estate.
Right.
Okay. You are not paying somebody else's mortgage. You are paying your own mortgage.
Correct.
Right. Then, from the basement, when you move to your own condo, there is an elevation in your lifestyle.
Right.
There is no price to it. Right?
Yeah, so true.
The access to the amenities that you as a family will get. You can enjoy the party halls, you can enjoy the, gym, you can enjoy the yoga studios, you have your workplace, your own workplace. So even if it's a small 1-bedroom unit, you are getting extra space to use, to enjoy, to entertain your friends. So you are getting all those facilities which will expand your network.
You and me, most of people are immigrants. So what do you
Yes.
think the impact of immigration has had on Canada?
It's a huge impact. Ultimately, Canada is a country of immigrants. The government of Canada has introduced a new program specifically for H-1B visa holders in America because they are facing challenges over there. So they are creating a brand new program to attract, because those, I would say, people, they are educated. They are mostly from IT background.
Right.
So those will be assets to the country. So they are creating a special program to bring in those H-1B who have no option but to go back to their home countries. They are bringing in over there. So this country cannot survive without the immigrants.
True.
I feel that we need to focus on the quality of immigrants that we are getting.
Fair enough.
Only thing is that government has to take steps in the right direction.
How was your feeling, your own personal feeling जब आपने अपना खुद का घर लिया था? What was that like?
That was a very good story, and I always share that story whenever I'm sitting with a first time home buyer. Every first time buyer, अगर मैं पूछता हूँ कि यार why you don't want to buy the house? Oh, you know what? Interest rates are too high. The market is unstable. Donald Trump, in fact. Now let me tell you, as I shared, कि मैं इस country में 2007 के end में आया था, which is 2008.
Correct.
And if you remember, I know you would be very young at that time. That was the time when the US market was going through a depression.
Correct.
Right? Lehman Brothers failed at that time. The Bank of America was on verge of getting collapsed at that time. And the real estate market crashed in America. And at that time, in Canada, everybody felt कि जो भी US में होने वाला हो रहा है, वो Canada में होने वाला है. And at that time, I bought my first house within 3 months of entering in this country.
Oh.
मैं अक्टूबर में यहाँ पे एंटर किया था और जनवरी और फरवरी के अंदर मैंने अपने पहले घर की डील कर ली थी मैंने. और उस समय मैं रियल एस्टेट में नहीं था. मेरा कोई प्लान नहीं था रियल एस्टेट में आने का. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर द प्राइस ऑफ माई फर्स्ट हाउस वॉज $284,000, स्मॉल सेमी डिटैच हाउस.
But weren't you in a basement?
I was living in a basement, in Raman's basement, right? So I bought my first house at that time.
So basement से कितने टाइम बाद मूव आउट कर गए थे?
4 months.
4 months के बाद ये मूव आउट कर गए?
4 months के अंदर I had my own house.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was a shakeable market.
Even in that market, 4 years down the line, I end up selling that house for $70,000 more than what I bought for.
So in 4 years, there's a $70,000 of increment.
Yes, increment in that house. At the time when the interest rates were at the peak,
What was the interest rate?
the prime rate was 4.75.
Okay.
And the rate I got was prime minus 0.75. So my rate was 4%.
Okay.
Only blessing in disguise that I had was that as soon as I signed, because the market was going through a turmoil at that time, the interest rate, prime rate started to go down, just like it was happening today. So within a matter of, I would say 9 to 12 months, the prime rate from 4.75 went down to around 2.25. I am just getting benefited because I was on a variable rate. So
Okay.
my monthly payments kept going down. So it was a blessing in disguise.
Wow.
अगर मैंने वो डिसीजन नहीं लिया होता तो शायद आज जिस घर में मैं रह रहा हूँ मैं ना रह रहा होता. क्यों? क्योंकि because of that decision, the equity keep on getting built up. I kept using that equity to upgrade my house. In this country, no matter how much money you make, it is very hard to save the money.
It is.
The money can be saved in the house itself. Real estate, you got to look at it. It is not like a stock. This is, you have to hold it for a longer time.
Hold and wait.
Hold and wait.
Also, when you said 4 years, 70,000, so there were 3 people working basically. You, your
No,
wife,
me and my wife.
and the house as
And
well.
the house was working. Yes, you can
Right?
say that.
Because it got you 70,000
Yes.
just by doing nothing, just being
Yes.
being there.
Yes.
Wow. Why do you think that some real estate companies are going bankrupt?
That's a pretty good question. I have been running a company for last like 5 years, and I've been a broker record for 5 years. I feel in last 10 years or 12 years, the main focus of most of the real estate companies is not about providing the right training, providing the right resources, and providing the right guidance to the realtors to grow their business, right? Their focus is only one, to have as many head counts as possible. When you want to increase the head counts, you fight on the splits. And if just because of the competition, just because one company is providing all the resources, I will provide them too, and it is not feasible in a long term, ultimately you will fail. That's where the SaveMax has created a difference in the market right from the day one. For the first 5 years, we were very, very focused that, you know what, we are going to work in a partnership model wherein we are going to focus on every individual working with SaveMax to impart the right training, give him the right resources, and creating a right environment around him which can help him grow. And even today, we are working on same philosophy. Yes, we have expanded ourselves towards different models, but our main philosophy remains the same. And I think you can also vouch for it being part of that system.
True, 100%. I agree to that. काफी time change हो चुका है. What do you think about door knocking now, and what's the impact social media has created? What do you think is the better, according to you?
Yes, social media has made things much, I would say, easier. You can make your message reach to the bigger audience in a much faster way, in a much cost effective way. Because I remember in an old school way, the only option we had was you can do a door knocking, you can send flyers, you can do a cold calling, you can reach to your referrals. That was the only 4 or 5 activities as a realtor that you could have done.
Correct.
ठीक है. But in last 5 years, yes, there has been a dynamic change in real estate. And it's a good shift. It has given a lot of youngsters an opportunity to start the business in a much cost effective way. At the same time, I feel just because there's a free medium is available to send your message across, that does not mean that the message that you're getting is the right message. As we talk about fake news, okay? And there is no censorship on that. So that has given an opportunity to a lot of people who do not have the knowledge about the real estate, but just because they can come and they can talk, they talk anything. When we talk about this sentiment, that has also contributed towards that.
People have a lot of confusion about the multiple price
Yes.
and actual listing price.
Yes.
So what's your opinion on that?
देखो, अगर आपका जो क्वेश्चन है वो टुवर्ड्स ये है कि भाई whether there is a strategy going on wherein you go list a house on a lower price to get the multiple offers, to get the more attraction. Definitely, depending upon the market situation, we follow those strategies with discussion with the seller. घर जो है वो seller का है, प्राइस seller ने डिसाइड करना है, right? Our job is to guide them, to give them the market analysis and show them the comparable, that what is going on in the neighborhood as far as their house is concerned. Okay? अब कोई लॉ तो है नहीं है ये कंट्रोल करने के लिए कि यार घर किस प्राइस पे लिस्ट होगा.
True.
Now, if seller wants to go on a higher price in the market, it's the realtor's decision that whether they want to work with that price or they don't want to work with that price. It's a total individual call. Ultimately, whenever realtor lists a house, there's a cost involved. There you have to do a staging, you have to do a virtual tour, the social media campaign has to run. So as soon as the house gets listed, there are X amount of dollar is spent right away.
Right.
Now that's an individual realtor call whether he want to take a chance and spend that money. That is important. From the client, from the seller point of view, they have to see कि यार अगर ये मेरे कहने पे घर लिस्ट कर रहा है, but उसके बाद will he be putting the right effort to sell my house or no? अगर सिर्फ उसने घर sake of listing के लिए करना है, आज की मार्केट वो मार्केट नहीं है जहाँ पे आप घर को MLS पे डाल के छोड़ दें और घर अपने आप बिक जाएगा. There is a lot of effort goes towards selling a house, and that's where I think SaveMax creates a huge difference, because we have got a strong team of 200 plus realtors working with us, wherein when we start talking about any house, that house goes viral, and the chances of getting that house got sold goes way more higher.
Mr. Sachin, how the realtor in this market can motivate themselves?
Sahil, I think many of people will not like my answer. They cannot. I'm telling you, the success rate in the lead conversion in real estate is approximately 1 to 2%. So you have to talk to 100 clients before getting to that one client who will actually end up buying or selling the house. 99% is the failure rate. It is very hard to keep motivating yourself on a daily basis. Yes, SaveMax, we have the different levels of team leads, broker records, Raman is there, who motivate people on a daily basis. But it is hard. Even for me, it is hard. But one thing as a realtor that you can do is this, that you can be consistent. You keep doing what you do on a daily basis. To give you an example, whether deal is happening, deal is not happening. Market is up, market is down. Whether we have got vacations or holiday time, I am there in the office every morning. I know I add up at least 7 to 10 deals in my kitty every year because of that one thing. So my advice to all my realtor friends, whether you are, especially when you are new, motivation can come and go. Some days will be high, some days will be low. But even when You have low days, be consistent. Keep doing what you are doing even in high days.
ऑलमोस्ट शायरी के आपने धुन छेड़ दिए.
अरे क्या बात
ऑलमोस्ट, क्या बात है सर, वेरी मोटिवेटिंग.
Definitely, right now, I'm working towards adding more members to my team in Save Max Supreme team. So anybody who wants to actually learn real estate and create success, not just being a sensation, they can join my team. They can get in touch with me.
This is a rapid fire round. ठीक है? I'll say one word about real estate. You just have to, without thinking, give me a word. Give me an answer. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Sachin. Buyer in today's market.
Buy it.
Buy it.
Yes.
Fair enough. Multiple offers.
Good strategy depending upon the market situation.
Listing.
Right price.
Okay. Real estate or gold or stock market.
For me, real estate is the first love.
Tie or no tie?
To start with, I would say tie.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Downtown condo or detached in the suburbs?
If you can afford it, detached suburbs.
Detached suburbs?
Yeah.
Land or amenities?
Land.
Bang on. If you were made a housing minister of Canada for one term, what policy change would you like to bring?
I think as for the current scenario, first thing I would do is that remove the foreign buyer tax. The foreign investors cannot invest money in residential market over here in Canada. But NRST, which is non-resident speculation tax, for example, a work permit in Ontario, they can buy, but they have to pay the tax.
Fair enough. Yes, which is a bit more, 25% more.
25%, right?
Yes.
They are the perfect contenders to buy a house right now. They are already settled in Canada. We should give them opportunity to buy a house. That will not only help them, but also help the real estate market itself.
That was Sachin Gupta and my own self. Thank you so much for watching. I know you got a lot of value. Thank you so much, sir. I know मन नहीं कर रहा बंद करने का, लेकिन रील हमारी खत्म हो रही है. So thank you so much again. Really,
Thank you,
really
Sahil, and thank you for having me.
My pleasure, sir.
Thank you.